All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bootcamp Blueprint, the place where personal trainers go to grow their bootcamp and social media. Today, I'm super excited because I have an absolute legend in the fitness industry. This man is known across the world as the leading expert in sales for fitness professionals. So without further ado, let me introduce the author of the best-selling book, I Hate Selling for the Fitness Professional, and the head rainmaker at the Rainmaker Academy, the one and only Mr. Ryan McKenzie. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jono. Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on here. This is exciting.
Awesome. Hey, I'm excited too. Ryan, I like to start all my podcasts with a quote or mantra that fires the guest up. Have you got a quote or mantra that you could share?
Yeah, I've got a bunch, and I noticed you did that, so I started thinking about it a little bit. The one that keeps coming back to my mind that I just have been stuck on lately that is just huge for me is it's pretty simple. Don't despise small beginnings. Do not despise small beginnings. That has changed my thinking, changed my life, changed trainers I've worked with around. It's so easy to see something and say, that's not where it should be. That's not where I want it to be. He's not, she's not what I think is going to be great. And I came from small beginnings. I know most people come from small beginnings and have to work their butt off to get somewhere. So it's so easy to compare ourselves to these giants that we think are so out there and we can't even touch them and we're not doing what they're doing. So why even try? But when I remember that, it changes everything. Like everything starts small and it grows if it's going to be real.
Love it. We got to start somewhere, right?
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, hey, Ryan, I'm a big fan of yours. I've read your book a couple times, actually. I follow you on social media. But let's say someone's watching this and they don't know who you are. Could you summarize in a sentence or two? Or even say you're at the family barbecue, you meet someone you don't know. They're like, Ryan, what do you actually do? What do you tell them?
What do I actually do? I tell you what, basically what it comes down to, I help fitness professionals gain more clarity in their business. You know, I've done a lot of big things with small group training, with big clubs and big gyms, and teaching people how to sell and stuff like that. But I mean, what it really boils down to, and what I think the most valuable thing I add to people is I help them gain clarity in their business. And most people are in a little bit of a fog at one point or another, and I have an ability to kind of step outside of that and see a path forward. If not one step, two, three, whatever it might be, and we walk through that path together and gain some clarity there. That's really big.
Love it. Love it. So exciting. Hey, if you're listening to this podcast and you got as excited as I did about that, you can actually contact Ryan. Well, I'll put the links in the description and that. But I believe, Ryan, if someone wants to chat to you, trainingwithryan.com/digital, is that the
/schedule? That's what it is. Yeah. So trainingwithryan.com/schedule. I take calls for people that want to grow, people that maybe they're starting small or maybe they want to grow bigger. And I'm happy to chat, see if what I do works with what you do, and we can see where you need to go next. Maybe gain some clarity in your business, right?
Love it. Spot on. Hey, another thing I love about you, Ryan, is this book. This I Hate Selling book. I love it. I've read it numerous times. I believe every trainer
I appreciate that.
No dramas. I believe every trainer should read it. But I've got a bit of a story for you. I'm hoping you can clear this up. I recommended it to a friend. I was like, hey, I've read this book, I Hate Selling. You know, you've got to go and read it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of good tips. Can you go and read it? And my friend went and read it. And they came back. They were like, Jono, it was okay, but it was a little bit dry. And I felt like it'd be better for an accountant or a lawyer or something. And I mean, I don't know. Did we read the same book, or what's going on there? Any clarity?
Right. So that's a great question. So there's a funny story here. I actually read that book years ago. I was horrible at sales. Like, I loved watching people work out. I actually almost titled this book, I Love Working Out, but I Hate Selling.
Wow.
And I just dropped the first part, right? But a mentor of mine told me, hey, you need to read this book. It's not written for fitness trainers. It's not written for it's written for accountants. It's written for service professionals and that white collar kind of field, you know? And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. We got a kid on the way, newly married pretty much. And I can't make any money. Honestly, I'm like, Man, I love what I do, but I'm like applying for other jobs. I'm trying to figure out a way out of the fitness industry because I didn't think that this thing could even help me make any money at all. And I wasn't gonna be able to provide for my wife, so, and my new baby on the way. So I go get the book, and it's sure enough, it's somewhat dry if you're not an accountant or a lawyer, and it's written by what I come to find out. I had like 2 or 3 connections that got me to the author of that book. But I read that book, I highlighted it, I noted it, I rewrote, I typed up notes, I cliff noted everything I could do to learn that thing because I was like this. I bought I did everything I could, right? And so my business doubled the next year. It doubled again. It just kept growing because there weren't some tips or tricks, but I was able to pull out of that book what I needed to grow. And I saw some other trainers that were like better than me when I started reading that book, and I was passing them by, and like everyone was training with me. I'm like, guys, you should read this book. It's really good. And a couple of them grabbed it, and they're like, exactly what you said. Like, Ryan, I got that book, and I couldn't even read it. I can't, I couldn't even do it, man. I don't know. And so I end up contacting the author, Alan Boris. He's a CPA, actually here in Florida. And I said, Alan, I love the content of your book. I love the principles of your book, but I hate your book. And said, I want to rewrite it. Can I rewrite it? And he said, sure. So we met for lunch a couple times. He gave me permission to rewrite it. I said, I'll put your name on the cover. So everything in there now is basically, it started with him, but it's all 100% applied to the fitness industry, boiled down to where it's just very digestible chunks. And it is something that's like, I don't know that one word is really out of his book, but the heart of his book is in this for the fitness industry now. So it's pretty neat. It's not a copy, paste, and change from lawyer to or accountant to trainer. It's really those years I took digesting it and taking it in and really working it out of my business. Like, what does that process, those principles look like in the fitness industry? And that's the result is this book now. So it was something special.
Yeah. Oh, I agree 100. And a couple of things I love about that book. You'll hear me talking about it all day. I love that book. But a couple of things that I like is that, as you mentioned there, it's tailored specifically to the fitness industry. And it just shows me how well you understand those principles in that you've been able to write your own book on it, basically, right? You've got some, because it's one thing to know the principles. It's another thing to teach the principles, right? You know them so well that you can teach them to someone else in a specific industry, which is super impressive.
It's been huge for me just because, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of sales books out there. There's a lot of marketing books. There's a lot of courses and everything. There's a lot of people that are marketing to fitness professionals and tell them, you got to get in my system. I'm going to get you leads. I'm going to teach you to sell. We're going to close a deal, how to start a gym. There's very, very few people that understand what it's like to get your first client. They understand what it's like to go out on the fitness floor if you're in a big gym, or start up a studio if you're on your own. Like, there's not very many people that understand that language or that just what it takes to do that. They understand sales principles, and that's great, right? They work, and you can apply them. Like I somewhat did that with Alan's book, right? But I wanted it to be something real to real people in the fitness industry. This is an industry unlike any other. You've got to sell. No one told me, hey, this is a sales job. When you sign up, you're like, I love to work out. I love to help people get in shape. I really think I could be good at this. I put myself through crazy workouts. Like, I'm going to be an amazing trainer. And then it turns out you have to sell to people. And I hated that idea. I was like, no, this is not good. I don't like it. So I had to really change my attitude and change the way I thought about sales to be able to get good at this job. Because in the fitness industry, this, you sell them a package, or you'll sell them a monthly membership, or whatever you're doing there. And you sell them that original package, that original deal. And then every session is a sales session. You got to convince them, sell them, this is what you should be eating. Sell them, here's what I need you to do outside of here. Sell them, I want you to come back on Wednesday. Sell them, this is actually what's best. The thing on YouTube you see, the thing in that magazine you read, the thing your buddy's doing, this is what's best. You've got to sell nonstop without being a salesman, because nobody wants to talk to a salesman all day long. So that's what this is all about, and that's why it's so special to me.
Yeah, agree 100%. And one thing you really hit the nail on in your book, I believe, Ryan, is the three different types of trainers: the Freddie Faker, the Timmy Taker, and the Rainmaker. Now, if our
Right.
listeners haven't listened to the book, they're probably thinking, who the hell are these people, right? So if you could give us a bit of a breakdown, who's Freddie the Faker?
So Freddie Faker is typically he's your if you look around the gym, if you look around your friends that are trainers, anybody you know, he's probably a great trainer. Honestly, he's probably the most technically sound trainers around. Like these guys tend to be Freddie Fakers because you start to think it's all about my skill. You start to think it's all about how good I am, and people should come to me and talk to me. I don't want to go to them. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe you don't like to be rejected. Maybe you're a little proud and you think, I'm so good, they need to come to me. I kind of liken that to when I was dating my wife. I would not expect her to come to me and say, hey, I think we should get married. Like I want to be the one to pursue her, right? So it's not exactly the same thing, but that's the Freddie Faker attitude of like, I don't want to put myself out there. And sometimes it's really genuine. It's not maybe it's not even a pride thing that they come up out it from. I don't want to be this pushy person that pushes them into something they don't want to do. I want to help people that want to be helped. And most people in the fitness industry are like that.
Yeah.
They just are afraid to be that salesy salesman,
Yeah, spot on. And I think you hit it on the head. Like, majority of trainers that I speak to are definitely Freddie Fakers. Let's go the other way now, Ryan. What about Timmy Taker?
Right, so that's the other side of the pendulum, right? If Freddie Faker is afraid to make a sale, Timmy Taker is guns blazing, full steam ahead. What do I have to do to get you to sign up today? Right now, let's get it going. Just try one session on me. Let's get going right now. Jono, I've got the best workout for you. I want you to come in with me. We're going to get you a six-pack. We're going to get all the girls to like you. We're going to get everybody going. Your wife's going to be so impressed. You're going to get more money at your job. It's going to be the best thing you've ever done in your life. Whew, right? Like it's too much. It's like he's passionate, right? So the good side of it, he's passionate, he's driven. There's not much humility maybe, but he's passionate, he's driven, but he pushes too much. He's almost looking at dollar signs more than he's looking at people. Whereas Timmy Taker is that way, and Freddie Faker is probably not realizing, hey, I care about people, but you don't realize that there's dollar signs involved. Like to care about people and to keep helping them, you have to make some money in the business too. So those guys swing back and forth. And I've found that it's not just, and this is the weird thing about it, it's not just that guy's Timmy Taker. Oh, she's Freddie Faker. Oh, it actually day to day, the same person could be one than the other. And you swing back and forth depending on who you're around, depending on the situation. And that attitude that you have about sales, one moment can flip one way, and it's very hard to balance that. And that's where you get to the Rainmaker.
Okay, well, hey, let's talk about that balance. So I'm guessing from what you've told me there, Ryan, the goal is to be in the middle, right? We don't want to be, we want to care about the person, but we don't want it just to be about the dollars, but we need to care about them to help them. If you could give us a bit of a 101 on the Rainmaker, that's obviously where we want to be. What are some keys there?
So the biggest thing I'd start with the Rainmaker is he follows a process. He follows a system to his training, to his sales. The best trainers in the world, very few just shoot from the hip when they're building their programs. Maybe if you've been in the industry a while, you say, well, I don't write my workouts down. I go off my client. And you're able to do that even in a group setting. Sometimes I know when I'm training some people, I still do that every now and then. I'm not just this sales book guy. But even when I'm doing that, I haven't written the workouts down. Even when that happens, I still have a system that I've used and I know I'm using, and I say, okay, what are we plugging into these holes as we go through it? The Rainmaker is a guy who takes the sales approach that way, right? You have a process, you have a system to what you're doing where it doesn't allow you to push into Freddie or Timmy Taker. It doesn't allow you to pull back and become Freddie Faker, but you care about the person. You know what's best for them. You offer what's best. And you are able to push forward through the objections because you really care. And you're able to hold back and not overpower them because you really care. And the biggest thing that maybe sets them apart is he starts to listen and ask the right questions. Timmy Taker will just tell you, Freddie Faker maybe just listens, but the Rainmaker can ask the right questions and he can listen because of that system. It allows him to be creative, allows him to have everything he needs, move in the right direction to get people started the right way.
Yeah, love it. Well, hey, we'll get into that a bit more in a sec. I just had a quick question that just came to my head, actually, Ryan. Seeming you're the expert on sales, you've written the book on it. Just wanted to get your opinion on maybe some different industries. I like to look at different industries and see who are the best at sales. You know, is it the real estate agent that's really good? Is it the stockbroker that's really good? In your opinion, what profession do you think is the best salesperson?
All right, I've got this is weird though. You ready for this?
Oh,
it's a little weird. You're not. You gotta clear your mind here because most people see this person. Like, most fitness people don't always agree with this answer, and I'll just tell you why. But I'm right, and you're wrong if you disagree.
Love it.
The person who's best at sales is a very good doctor.
A doctor.
Right? The doctor is the best person at sales, and here's why. So if someone comes into the doctor's office, he's not afraid to prescribe something, right? And he's also not pushing them, say, you're going to do this. He said, hey, Jono, you've got a disease. This is what's going to cure that disease. You need to take it. Now, if I'm that doctor and I'm prescribing that to you, I'm not going to say, and if you take it right now, we'll take 10% off the top and we'll get this other thing on top of 50% off. He's not making deals. He's not like, but he's selling you. Right? This is the attitude we need to have about sales. That's how sales works. Is he's selling you, he's convincing you, he's helping you get to the best possible situation for yourself that he believes is what's best for you. Now, like I said, if you're in the fitness industry, you might say, Ryan, doctors are bad sometimes. They just prescribe medicine and they want to do surgery when really they should be doing preemptive things. And yeah, sure, fine. But in that scenario, when we prescribe something, we were believing this is what's best for them. We're saying this is what's going to help you the absolute most. So I'm going to tell you, this is what it is. This is how much it is. You can kind of take it or leave it. It's kind of the attitude. In my book, I call it a caring but detached attitude, where he obviously cares. He wants you to be better, but he's not cutting prices and he's not shaking in his boots, hoping you sign up because, I got somebody else I need to help too.
Love it. And also with that, the doctor's close rate is usually pretty good, right? I don't think I've ever gone to the doctor and they've said, Jono, this is what I recommend. You should do it. I don't think I've ever said no. So if I can have the close rate of my doctor, I'd be pretty happy. And
you always at least try if it's serious, right? Yeah,
that's it. And I believe you go a bit further as well, Ryan. I believe you've actually got a full analogy for the doctor. Is that right?
Yes. So this is the sales system. I'll break it to, so if you're here and you're like, man, I don't want to buy a book. I don't like reading books. That's fine. You don't have to. I'll just give it to you right now. Does that sound good?
Sounds awesome. Make sure if you're listening to this is gold. So stop what you're doing, turn up the radio, and listen to Ryan spin his magic.
Yes. Stop bench pressing or run on the treadmill because I know you listen to a podcast while you're working out.
True.
That's what I do. You just step away, pull up some notes and write them down, flip the app over in your phone. Here's the deal. The doctor is our role model, right? That's the process we want to follow. So if you can remember doctor, you can become excellent at sales, specifically excellent at sales in the fitness industry. I go in a little more depth in the book, but we'll go the big touch points here. So we're just going to go right down the list. Dr. D is step one. D, do they know that I care? Do they know that I care? So step one in the sales process is not even about selling really, but this is what's so brilliant about it and so beautiful about it is that most people think sales, I got to get them started. Let's get going. When can you start? How much is it going to cost? Hold up. D, do they know that I care? That is much different than do I care? So Jono, if you have a trainer say, I can't make any sales. I know Ryan's book says first step is, do they know that I care? I care so much. Like these people don't understand how much I care. Pause, back up a second. You just said it. These people don't know how much I care. Like it does not matter how much you care. And that's kind of a scary thing. I don't want to put too much emphasis on that, but really and truly, it does not matter how much you care. It matters if they know that you care. So that's really why really bad trainers and really sleazy people can be great in sales, because they put out this presence like they really care, and they get people to believe that they really care when really deep down they don't. So if you can be someone who really does care and you can communicate that you really care by the way you dress, by the way you walk, by the way you talk, by the questions you ask. And there's a whole lot of other details you can go into that we go into in my trainings in my book. But ask yourself that question. Do they know that I care? If they don't, you can't go on.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, agree. I can't agree more. Let's go down the list, Ryan. What's the O?
Right. So O, ouch, where's the pain? This is where I see we'll go, do they know that I care? O, ouch, where's the pain? The O and the C, right? These next two are where I see most Facebook ads. I'm friends with a lot of trainers on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, Ryan McKenzie, it's a picture of me sitting at a table. Just friend me. We'll be friends. It'll be great. We'll have a lot of good time. You'll see pictures of my family and me catching giant bass in a lake in Florida. It's awesome. But I see a lot of trainers and a lot of their businesses, all of their posts start off with, ouch, where's the pain? They say, do you feel fat? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get bigger? Do you want to get stronger? And then they think they're going after someone's pain, but they've skipped the first step, right? They've skipped the first step. And so nobody, what's the old quote that I think it's attributed to Abraham Lincoln and every other president that's ever lived is nobody cares what you know till they know that you care, right? Mm. So nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. And that's what happens in this industry is all of our advertising, all of our marketing, everything we do is pain, 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 hit their pain. If you're a good sales coach and you're a good sales trainer, you tell people to hit the pain. True enough. But if they don't know that you care, all you look like is someone trying to hurt them if you're just trying to hit their pain. If they know that you care, you're going to let me put that Band-Aid on. You're going to let me take the Band-Aid off. You're going to let me help you out with that, right? So we have to get to their pain, and I'll give you one step deeper on that is if they have knee pain, if they feel fat, if they have back pain, that is not their real pain. Mm. You have to go deeper. What is it? So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, well, I love helping people that have knee issues because I really feel like I can help them. And I was like, great, but that's not their issue. They're like, sure it is. Their knees bother them. I want to help them because they're in a retirement community. They can't play pickleball with their friends. I said, hold, stop right there. What'd you just say? He said, I help them with their knees. I was like, no. Fast forward. What'd you say? They're in a retirement community. They can't play pickleball. They can't play with their friends. They can't go out and do all the fun. Exactly. Right. The pain is not in the knees, even though the physical pain is in the knees. The pain is I feel old. Like all my friends are doing fun stuff. I can't play with my grandkids. I'm stuck in my lazy boy all day long. I feel old. I'm starting to feel fat. And if I had knees that worked, then I'd be able to get out and do some things. Right. So I can't go at your pain at your knees. I got to go at it something real to you because nobody cares about their knees, but everybody cares about their friends. Everybody cares about their grandkids. Everybody cares. So there's all kinds of ways to get deeper and deeper that way. But that's the O. The next one is C, committed or just complaining. Interrupt me if you need to interject something here, John.
I'm loving this. You keep going.
C, committed or just complaining. This is the next spot we do in our marketing and our sales on all Instagram and Facebook. Sign up now. 12 months, only $99 for all of it. Like buy a week, get the rest of the year free. What the heck is that stuff, right? Like it's just Groupons all over the place and different print this out or bring this ad in and ridiculous stuff when we don't even know if they know that we care. We don't even know what their pain is. We're just trying to get them committed, right? So if we can't get the other two steps, there's no point of trying to get a commitment because all you're going to find into is just find some complainers. And most of the time, these people have real pain. They want to do something about it, kind of, but it's like the guy that walks up to you and like, oh, my back hurts. And you're like, well, you want to help with your squats? Because I think you're doing some things wrong that could really, really make that better. No, I'm just going to go lighter today and just do not as many. And they still do the same bad reps over and over. Like everybody knows those guys. They're just complainers. But the reason they're just complainers is because we have not gone through the process with them properly. That process can take 5 minutes. It could take 5 months if you're a really persistent person and want to follow up that much. But from there, that's the point where we bring money into the conversation. So we got D, O, C, and now we're at T, top dollar. This is when we actually find out if they're willing to pay what we're worth. If you've hit everything along the way, they should be, unless money is really the issue. Most people say money's the issue because we bring money up first. And as soon as people start thinking about money, they can't stop thinking about money. What's my wife going to say about the money? Do I really have it in my bank account? But if you go through the process, money's never an issue. 90% of the time, money's never an issue because you will find a way to buy that new iPhone if you really want it. If you think your friends are going to make you, you'll find a way to lease that car or buy a house that's too big or get the big TV that you really can't afford. I've felt it, I know it. Like it's a real thing. If you really are emotionally connected, you'll find a way. And how much more important is it to take care of yourself or take care of your future, depending on what kind of trainer you are, right? How much more important is it for these people than their phone? That we have to connect on the same type of level, that emotional level. The next two, I like the order they're in, but you can interchange them. Outside influences. We need to know who else is in their circle. The outside influences are huge because they lead right into the next one, are ready to go in referrals. That's when we can sign them up. They're ready to go. And you've got people that are coming down the pipeline because you're so inspiring to them that they're inspiring others, and that's what leads into referrals. Every Facebook strategist ad guy out there will tell you referrals are not a reliable source of growing your business. Come on now. Everybody knows referrals are one of the best ways to grow your business. And if you know how to actually sell and you know how to actually inspire people and provide clarity for them and provide a clear path for them, then you're going to actually lead them the right way to bring you a referral. Now, referrals are not very reliable if you're saying, hey, Jimmy, go ask your buddies if they want to train with me. Okay, yeah, I will. And then he never does, or they never want to, or right. Share this post on Facebook and I'll give you 10% off your next session if you get a buddy to come. That stuff doesn't work. We need to go through the right process. Be the rainmaker, not Timmy Taker. Be the rainmaker, not Freddie Faker, who's afraid to ask for the referral. So that's the whole thing. Do they know that I care? Outro is the pain. Committed or just complaining. Top dollar, outside influences, and ready to go and referrals.
Love it. And to all our listeners, that is gold. I recommend listening to that again and again and again. Further than that, it's all covered in the book. I Hate Selling, for the fitness professional, Ryan McKenzie, and it's more detailed. Ryan just touched over that. You know, if you want it written down, you want to read it again and again and again. I can't recommend Ryan's book enough there. But hey, Ryan, to finish up with, I was hoping we could do a little bit of a role play. It doesn't have to be too in-depth, but maybe a little bit of, let's say I'm a potential prospect, and if we can just get a bit of what a rainmaker sounds like. Would you be open to something like that?
Putting me on the spot, man. All right, let's do it. Let's try it out. Let's see if I got it.
Awesome.
See if I can sell you.
Any particular role you want me to play, or
just bring it on. Wherever you want to go. Would you tell me what's the situation? Where are we right now?
All right. Let's say I've called you on the phone. Do you do phone sales too?
Sure.
Cool. Let's say I've called you on the phone. I know that you run a local boot camp, and I'm potentially interested in coming down.
Sounds great. Sounds good. I got my phone right now. We're ready to go.
One, two. All right. I'll ring. So I'm ringing you. Ring, 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 ring.
Thank you for calling, Ryan. How may I help you?
Hello, Ryan. My name's Jono. I'm interested in doing your boot camp there.
Jono, that sounds great, man. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Excellent. How did you get my number? What made you want to call?
I've seen you around sort of Facebook, and a couple of my friends not friends, but a couple of people I know are doing the boot camp, and they say it's pretty good.
Excellent. Who's in the boot camp? Who do you know in there?
Do you know Travis? Do you know my friend Travis?
Yeah, Travis is the man. I love Travis.
Yeah, he's a good guy, isn't he?
He's a great guy. Did he tell you to come on down? He tell you to give me a call?
Yeah. He mentioned, he's like, hey, this is what I'm training. You know, Ryan's a good trainer. Give him a call and, see what he can do.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Travis is a good guy. I've talked to a couple of his friends before. That's exciting. I'm glad you gave me a call. What made you want to give me the call besides Travis? Like, is anything going on with you? How can I help you today?
Yeah, look, I want to do something about my fitness, Ryan. Right.
What specifically? Anything going on there that I can help you with? Because we try to get as specific as we can with these sessions.
Yeah. Well, look, with me, I'm on the wrong side of 30 now. When I was younger, right. I had a bit more time, and I'd go to the gym and I'd lift some heavy weights. Now right. I'm just sort of getting bogged down with work. I find myself drinking a little more. So I'm just not really exercising, and I'm feeling a bit sluggy, and just not really happy with my fitness, you know?
Yeah. How's that affecting you? I mean, I can definitely understand that feeling, man. I think we've all kind of been there. That's huge that you're even realizing that. I mean, I'm actually really impressed that you're recognizing about that stuff. Most people don't pick up on that till they're way later down the road. Like, man, look what I've done, and you're really hitting it right now. That's incredible. Tell you what I normally like to do is get people in and have a chat with them in person, so I can see how you move, see how things work for you, and we can talk about what our boot camps are like. We can talk about what to expect when you come in here. Would you like to come in and chat a little bit? Maybe we can get a little more specific into what it is you actually need, because I love what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I would love to, actually.
That'd be perfect. Well, I've got some time, and then we would schedule the time there. And as soon as we can get, so I'll just break away there. As soon as you can get them in person, as soon as you can get them to agree, get out of there, right? That's it. So like, obviously you were going easy on me and you gave me a lot to, like, you opened up like a can of worms. It was great. You know, I just, boom, got him. But if the mistake I see people making on the phone the most is they feel like, well, I've got to go through the whole process, or I've got to go through and explain all my pricing, all the details. If he's willing to come in, if he's willing to commit to something right now, even just a chat or a free trial, if that's what you do, I prefer an evaluation session. I like to sell an evaluation session. This was a boot camp, so I would assume you're trying to just build people into your boot camp and not really do one-on-one training as much. So maybe in that case, it's just a quick chat before the boot camp, get them in and see like a little quick assessment. But you don't have to keep, well, and our pricing is this, and we meet these times during the week, and we do it. Like, if they're leaning towards yes, think of a big pendulum swinging back and forth, and yes is on the right and no is on the left. And if they're swinging to yes and you don't sign them up or get a commitment or make them agree to come in, you keep talking, they're going to swing right back to no, and that's no good, right? We want them swinging on our side and then lock it down so they can get in and get with us.
Love it.
Even if it's not a financial commitment yet, we got to get them in on that upswing.
And I even love just even that first bit, Ryan, because your average trainer who hasn't done a lot of sales training won't even open me up like you did there. Would have been like, yep, cool, it's $50 a week and starts on Monday. You know, come down. It's Monday at 6 a.m. and Tuesday at 7 a.m. And, you know, Ryan didn't even get to any of that. It was just having a chat. And even just that chat there, even though I was pretending and I was faking, I'm like, hey, this sounds like a nice guy. I think he cares, you know? Oh, he actually cares about my pain, or actually cares about what I really want.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've done a few of these calls for clients, and they're like, man, I've got leads coming in. I just can't sign them up. And I was like, well, let's get on the phone and see what you do. So I'll listen in, and then I was like, okay, let me make the next one. You listen in, and I'll call the person up, and they're like, yeah, great. I was like, and I'm talking up the trainer that I'm working with. I was like, he'll see you on Monday. It'll be great. He'll give you a full evaluation. We'll get ready to go. Does that sound good? And signing up clients for them, they're like, I never thought to think of it as an actual conversation. You go into this corporate sales mode of X dollars, X time, this, all the things on the list and the flyer. And we forget that we need to actually talk to the person. And so that the trouble is, though, if you're good at talking to people, you start just kind of talking to the person and you never get back to making the commitment. So you've got to follow that process to make sure, like in my head there, I'm like, okay, does he know that I care about him? I feel like he does. So I can ask about his pain. Like, would you mind telling me what specifically you're dealing with? If you don't know that I care about you, if you don't feel like I care, you're not opening up like that. You know, you say, yeah, just things that bother me. I just need to get back in shape. Like, that's the answer you'll get. And like, that's like a surefire sign. I need to back up a step here and figure out what's going on with this guy, because he thinks I'm trying to sell him. He thinks I'm trying to be pushy, or he thinks I don't even like him at all.
Yeah, love it. Well, hey, Ryan, that's probably all we've actually got time for today, but I just wanted to let our listeners know a couple of things. Like, this is a smidgen of what Ryan does, right? And this here, even if you just listen to this podcast, you're going to make more sales. So I can't recommend enough to go out and get Ryan's book. It's one of the few books out there that it actually doesn't cost anything because it makes you money, right? Someone buys your book, they're not really paying anything. They're going to make money back on their sales. I just want to make sure I've got these right. So if someone's in Australia, okay, oh, actually, we'll even go the other way. Like, the book is called I Hate Selling for the Fitness Professional, Ryan McKenzie. It's on, you can get a physical copy or you can get an audio copy. Okay. Now, the physical copy, if you're here in Australia, the best is to go Amazon. Is that right, Ryan? For the physical?
Correct. Yeah. If you're outside the US, the best way is Amazon.
Okay. What if someone's an audio fan? You know, they're not into reading. They prefer to listen to it. What the best way there is that the ihatesellingbook.com/digital?
Correct. Yeah. You'll get that for almost half the price as you would on Audible. Plus you get the ebook along with it. So you got something you can read, and the audiobook is actually a little different than the hard copy. So it's, I read it. And I actually, there's a few times I just go on little rants and little runs of something like that I wasn't able to fit into the book. So there's some little extra things in there that, I listened to a few audiobooks in my day, and some of them I can't stand because the guy talks like this and he wants to make sure that you hear every word. And some of them are just, it's a conversation and it feels like the guy's just talking to you, and you know it's not really what's in the book, but he gets back to it and then he goes off and comes back. And I love that, where it feels like a story and it feels like I'm right there and he's talking to me. So I tried my best to make that audiobook like that. It's like we're having a conversation. I've gotten so many messages. I'll actually, if any of your listeners have read the book, send me a message or a picture of you reading it. That'd be awesome, because I love getting the messages like, I was going for a run and you're in my head and I feel like you're just talking to me and I'm talking back to you. I'm answering your questions that you're asking. It's just it's a really cool thing to hear other people get that much out of something you've made, so that's fun for me.
Yeah, well, hey, we'll do that. I actually haven't listened to the audiobook. I'm a big reading fan, but you've actually inspired me. I'm going to go as soon as I get off this call and go out and get that audiobook. So it's
I'll send it over to you. I'll send it over to you right now.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll go. It's ihatesellingbook.com/digital.
Correct.
Awesome. If you're listening to this, I'll put all these links in the description in that as well, so you don't miss it. And what about, Ryan? So if someone listens to the book or reads the audio, you want them to send you a photo. Is Facebook the best, or is there an Instagram hashtag? What's the best place for people to contact you?
I mean, I'm on Instagram, but it's not anything business related, really. So if you want to see all my family stuff and just see what my life is like, that I'm a real person, you can go on Instagram. That's fine. My Facebook page is Training with Ryan. So facebook.com/Training with Ryan. And, or if you just want to set up a time and you're like, man, I got to talk to this guy, trainingwithryan.com/schedule. There's a little, what do you call that? A little form to fill out. Tell me what you're all about, what you want to do. And if I feel like we're a good fit to chat, then I'll definitely have a chat with you.
Awesome. Wait, Ryan, that's all we've got time for today. Is there anything I forgot to ask? Is there anything I left out and you'd want to throw in there?
I'll tell you, the only thing that I would say to close it all up is don't go at it alone, right? Like, it's so easy to think, I've got this, I'm the man, or I'm the girl that's going to save all these people or make all this money or whatever it is, but don't go at it alone. You could be the best in the world, but you need someone else that can just step outside of who you are and step outside of what you're doing and give you, hey, I see something you might not see. You might want to avoid this. I see a better path over here, or push harder right there. That's perfect. What you're doing is great. Just keep going. Because we all need that encouragement. We all need that discernment. We need that advice from time to time. And that's been the biggest thing in my life. No matter who it is, you need somebody that knows what they're doing, that's been there before you, to help guide you along the path. That's big for me.
I agree 100%. All right, Ryan, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Jono. This has been a blast. Thank you.